In the previous video, we fetched some contents from the internet, and in this video, we'll examine the file that we retrieved and learn to organize files into directories. Okay, so now we have a file on our computer. If we try ls again, so ls for list, ls, and enter, then we see that there is now a file called pg4511.txt here. That's of course not a horribly good name, so I'll rename it to something else. And let's call it lifeofb.txt. So to rename a file, we can use the command mv, and mv stands for move. I write mv pg4511.txt and then space life_of_b.txt and then enter. And let's ls again and ls enter. And now we can see that the file is actually now called lifeofb.txt. There are two nice commands which are meant for looking at text files. These are cat and less. The cat command actually just prints the contents of each of its argument files onto the screen. And let's try this. So cat space life_of_b.txt, and let's press enter. As you can see, this is not horribly useful if the file is very long, unless you're a very fast reader. So for looking at long lines, we have a more suitable command called less, and let's try that one. So less space life_of_b.txt and then enter. This actually opens the less program for us, so we are no longer in the command interpreter. We can move up and down in the file using the arrow keys. So let's move a little bit downward. And here we can see the title of the book, The Life of the Bee. We can also search for a word or a phrase by inputting a / and then the phrase followed by enter. So let's type / and queen. And this should take us to the first occurrence of the word queen. And here we see it. And when you get bored of reading, you can type Q to quit the program. So just hit the Q. By the way, there are two nice features which make it simpler to execute commands. If you want to re-execute some command, you can just scroll through your command history using the up arrow. So if I press up once, I see the previous less command that I used. And if I now press enter, I get into less once again. And again, Q quits less. So let's press Q. And you can scroll back as long as you want. If you want to get back to the regular prompt, just type Control and C. Hold Control, type C. The other convenient feature is tab completion. So let's say I start typing less space and then li. Then I can press the tabulator key to auto-complete the rest of the file name. So let's press like that. The command line interpreter will always be able to auto-complete if the continuation of the file name is unambiguous. And I don't want to execute less again, so I'll just press Ctrl+C to get a clean prompt. I can also copy files using the cp command, and cp stands for copy. So let's copy lifeofb.txt under another name, lifeofb_copy.txt. So let's say cp lifeofb, and now I'm using tab completion. And then I want to copy it to another name, lifeofb_copy.txt, and press enter. And if I now list the contents of this directory using ls and enter, I can see that there are two copies of this file here now, lifeofb.txt and lifeofb_copy.txt. Since these are actually identical, let's just remove the copy. And we can do this using the rm or remove command. So rm lifeofb_copy.txt. and enter. And if I type ls again, I can see that the lifeofb copy.txt file is now gone. When you remove a file in Linux or Unix, it'll be gone, at least in theory. There is no recycling bin as in Windows. You may be able to recover the file if nobody overwrote the actual part of the hard disk where the data is located, but it's tricky, so please make sure that you actually want to remove a file before removing it. Okay, the final topic of this video is creating directories. And directories are a great way to organize things so that you don't clutter your home directory with a lot of files. So let's create a new directory using the mkdir command. And mkdir stands for make directory. mkdir kik lg2119, which is the code for this course. And let's press enter. And this now creates a new directory for us. So if we ls, we can see that we now have a new directory here called kik lg219. So now let's move the lifeofb.txt file into this new directory, and we'll do this using the command move. So mv lifeofb.txt, I'm using tab completion here, and then the target where we want to move the file, so ki, and I'm using tab completion again, and enter. So if we now use ls to list the content of this kik lg219 directory, so ls kik lg219, we can see that the lifeofb.txt file is now in the directory. And now we can go into that directory, into the course directory, by using the command cd. cd stands for change directory. So cd kik lg219 and enter. And now my command prompt shows that I'm actually in this directory now and no longer in my home directory. And if you write pwd, which stood for print working directory, you can see that you're actually now in the subdirectory kik lg219 of your home directory. And to get back to the parent directory, which is your home directory, just type cd space and 2 dots and then enter. So this was a crash course to some of the basics of the command line environment.